Hi, welcome to Just Common Sense. I'm Brian Harrison. So, guys, we're going to talk about a little bit tonight. We're going to talk about inflation. Ding, 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 ding. Guess what? Everybody just woke up on that. This is the biggest topic in the whole country right now, what's going on out there. So, we're hearing so many different stories on this. We're hearing that it's Biden's fault. We're hearing that it's Putin's fault. I could go on and on and on and on. Well, let's talk about it. I will say this. A big part of this is Biden's fault because there are many things he can do to make things better. So, we're going to talk about that tonight. So, one thing that I want to talk about with Biden, he blames everybody but himself. He does. You know, if you make a mistake sometimes, you want to look in the mirror and you want to say, yes, I made a mistake. That is all on me. And we're all guilty of it, no matter what. We are. I am too. So, however, we're going to talk about this whole gas. We're going to start with the gas first. Let's talk about first thing Biden did. It was Trump's fault. Okay. All of a sudden, it's Putin's fault. Now, it's the gas company's fault. I don't know why he cannot take any blame on this at all. First of all, he actually cut the Keystone Pipeline. We've talked about that. So things that he can do to fix this are to open up or start getting people back to work on the Keystone Pipeline, open up more reserves in Texas, Alaska. We can go on and on. So that can be fixed. That will drop gas prices quite a bit. And then he's talking about going to other countries. We've talked about this on past shows. Stupidest thing in the world. Why? We burn cleaner. We can do it better. We're safer. Keep saying it for the green people. It's a globe. It's not going to change it just because it's not in your backyard. However, I want to play a segment today. I couldn't believe. All right, let's play this segment. And it is involving the White House press secretary and also Peter Doocy. So we're going to play that segment.
Why isn't the president asking oil companies to drill more here in the U.S.?
Let me just give you a little bit of a rundown of why we are here.
I know his letter was a lot about refining and increasing refining, but that's a lot of oil that comes in from overseas. So why isn't he asking companies to drill more here in the U.S.?
Well, hold on. So here we go. So we need them to actually refine the crude oil, which is not happening, and that's what we're calling on oil companies to do.
Why not just drill more here in the U.S., though?
Because we don't need to do that. What we need them to do is, with the oil that's out there, we need them to refine that oil so that the capacity could go up, and then prices would go down, inherently go down.
And so I know the president once said that he was going to end fossil fuel. Is that now off the table?
No, we are going to continue to move forward with our clean energy proposal, our climate change proposal.
Is that the priority? Climate change over gas prices?
No, that's not what we're saying. I'm answering the question.
Is his priority lowering gas prices, or is it addressing climate change?
We talked about the strategic petroleum that he's done, tapping into
barrels. How much has that lowered prices?
Here's the thing, Peter.
Make sure it's eliminated. No more drilling on federal lands. No more drilling, including offshore. No ability for the oil industry to continue to drill, period.
All right. So, what did you guys get out of that? I mean, really? And she's our new White House press secretary. That's embarrassing. That truly is. And that tells you how much this administration, how much of a mess it is. It truly is. And it's embarrassing. Other countries are watching us. And I'll tell you what, it's very embarrassing for our country, for the American people in this country, to stand behind this administration. It truly is. And, you know, I go out there, I go on different social media sites. And I truly listen to these people, some of them on both sides. You got radicals on both, but I listen to some of these people that are still following Joe, thinking he's doing such a fantastic job. He's the greatest president in history. No, he's not. He's actually one of the worst, if the worst president in U.S. history, because there are a lot of failures out there, a lot that he's done. Name some accomplishments he's done. Again, name some of the accomplishments he's done. I'm just saying, I don't know of any. They're talking about the American Rescue Plan. That's not doing anything. That's not even helping. That's actually hurting. You know, let's talk about things like he can open up these pipelines. That's one step. Okay. You know, Biden talks about inflation and he talks about other countries, and he says we're the best in the whole world right now, not having big inflation problems. Some, but not big. Well, he's wrong, because Germany's doing better than us. Canada, France, Japan, Italy, India, Saudi Arabia. Shall I go on? Guys, these are things that he can work on. Really can work on. Look, his failures out there, not just what he's doing with the gas and pipeline. We can go on to many things. Ukraine. I had somebody tell me once that was his thing. They said he's doing a great job in Ukraine. $42 billion. $42 billion. You know, I get when we started helping them in the beginning a little bit, but we can't even help ourselves right now. We can't. So why is he giving money away that we don't even have? Now he just sent another $1 billion over. We've got kids starving here in the U.S. We really do. You know, this is sad. I said it the other night. My nephew can't even get baby formula for his baby. It's really tough. He's having a rough time doing this, he and his wife. You know, that's one thing. And it just goes on and on. Food shortages. You know, we're talking chip shortages. Drive by a car lot. Drive by a car lot. See what's going on. You know, should have opened our own companies. Should have opened our own companies here in the U.S. a long time ago. Long time ago. You know, when you talk about other failures, you know, we could talk about Afghanistan. We could talk about all the stuff that was done there wrong. Weapons were left behind. Now the Taliban has more weapons than anybody over there. Good job. Talked about supply chains. There are things he can do to fix that. He said he was fixing it. I heard Nancy Pelosi today. We're doing this to fix it. We've heard that how many times? How many times? You know, when you cry wolf, somebody's going to listen. When you cry wolf again, listening but not sure. You do it 30 or 40 times, no one believes you. So that's a real problem. Let's talk about crime. It's a biggie right now. So I saw a video out there, just one of many videos. We're having crime everywhere across the country right now. So, video, guys walking. There were 3 or 4 ladies walking. Guys walking right next to him. All of a sudden, out of the clear blue, starts punching them. It's out there, hurting them bad. Well, things like that, seeing that, and seeing it on social media sites and them leaving it out there, that's another problem I've talked about, so kids can see it. That's wrong. However, we're seeing a lot of crime. Here in Raleigh, I've just heard there was a bunch of car break-ins in the Raleigh area where people were breaking into cars, stealing stuff. I heard they stole a car as well. I actually heard they may have had a person that was missing, a young girl that they apparently kidnapped. I'm not sure of the whole story on that. So that's just one of many things that are going on. Look at all the shootings. Look at where most of these things are going on at. Yes, that one was in Texas, but if you look at the majority of crimes right now, they're in these big cities. And they're usually in the cities, obviously, like New York, Baltimore, California, in that state. I could go on with the states, Michigan, up the Chicago area, I should say. It just goes on. So, talk about the stimulus money he handed out. Well, stimulus money was probably fine to do a few in the beginning, but there was a point where you kept paying and paying and paying. There was not enough money there to keep paying that. So that took an effect on us. Oh, well, people just said, guess what? It was COVID that caused all this. COVID may have had a part of this. A part of this. But not the whole thing. Like I said, there are things that can be fixed. Let's talk about the border. Give $42 billion to Ukraine plus another million now. What are you doing about the border? I heard today that there were a lot of terrorists coming across the border, that they did catch a few. And more so than any president in U.S. history, that more terrorists are coming across the border now. They're seeing more people. Why aren't they fixing this? We have asked them to fix this, and they're not. They don't care. Let's talk about the Supreme Court, Roe versus Wade. That's a touchy subject right now. Well, I think I want to say there were 18 or 19 Democrats that actually refused to have security for these Supreme Court judges and their family. Why? Why? Why are they letting people protest around their house? Oh, it's freedom of speech. There's actually a law out there that the mayor doesn't back up in that city, that they shouldn't be doing that. There's no reason to do it, especially when a decision hasn't been made yet. And there's no reason to do it anyway. It's kind of like when you are going to court and you're innocent until proven guilty. I see something similar to that. They're already going after these judges and they haven't made a decision yet. Maybe they have. I believe we'll find out about that next week. So, let's figure this out. If they send it back to the states, are we going to have riots all over the place again? The radical left? BLM? Antifa? Shall I go on? If it stays where it is, are we going to have riots? No, probably not, because we're not like that. This is just so much I could go over and over and over and over. Second Amendment. They're attacking that. They're attacking your First Amendment. Freedom of speech. Pretty soon, I'll have a show out here, and I'll probably have them give me a list telling me what I need to say. Well, you can't say that. But here's what you can say. Propaganda and lies. I think Biden's next thing, instead of just blaming it on gas companies, he's going to next blame it on the American people. So that'll be our fault the gas prices are high. You know, I'm talking about a variety of things tonight. The other thing they're talking about, too, is January 6th. January 6th. We have more important things in this country right now than to worry about January 6th. Do you know how many people got killed with all these riots in this country? With the crime right now going on? Why aren't they focused on that? Liz Cheney, they're all of them up there. They're worried more about January 6th. Well, that was a year and a half ago. What they're worried about is him running again and getting in office. That's really what they're worried about. My understanding, there's still people in jail up there. My understanding is they're not being treated right. My understanding is some of them didn't even get haircuts. They're not even letting them bathe half the time. Have they been to trial? Have they been convicted? Just saying. Let's talk about other things with Biden. Let's talk about his wife. Two things. First of all, we've seen it many, many, many times where Biden is saying something. And all of a sudden, he forgets everything he's saying. His wife's come over many times and grabbed him and pulled him away from the press. And that's not good. You know, if she truly loved him, she would say, look, you need to step down. I think you're at a point in your life where let's just go and get out of this whole thing because I think you're having some problems here and she should take care of him. That's what a normal husband and wife would do, is take care of each other. But she likes being in the spotlight. Well, things to fix the inflation. 1, open up the pipelines, start getting fuel from our own country. Makes sense, doesn't it? Possibly cut taxes in certain areas. Have to look at that. Fix the border. That might help some things. It would help all these drugs from not getting in here. It might keep crime down. You know, there's so much we can talk about. But again, this will just go on and on and on. But guys, I'm just going to say this. I'm going to say if anybody has any ideas, please message me. Please go ahead and email me. You can go to my website, just-the-common-sense.com. Again, just-the-common-sense.com. Scroll down, subscribe, share my videos, please, and subscribe to my channels, please, and also my podcast. I'm on Apple, I'm on Spotify, I'm on Rumble. I am Rumble, I love it. How I say that. First it was Rumbo. I'm always making fun of this because everybody laughs when I do that. But however, I'm on many other sites as well. So, again, guys, we're going to have Father's Day weekend this weekend. Do yourself a favor. Spend time with your father. Truly spend time with your father. And for those of you fathers out there, spend time with your kids. I think about it every day. I miss my father every second of the day. I think about him all the time. When I lost him, it was a big loss. Huge. And I still choke up probably a couple times a week when I think about him. Miss my mother as well. But guys, just keep that in mind. Family is very important. It's more important than anything except for God, obviously. It's always God, family, country. That's the way I look at it. They all go hand in hand now. So, want to thank our law enforcement for everything you guys do out there. You guys are awesome. I want to thank our military for everything you guys are doing out there. You guys are awesome as well. Our first responders, you guys are awesome too. Truck drivers. Guys, you're going through a lot right now. We know that. We see it. We see the price of diesel. It's a lot. Also, want to thank our farmers out there right now. They're doing their best. Also, want to thank the people who are actually working, trying to collect a paycheck. Thank you for everything you guys are doing. As always, God bless you. God bless America. Have a great night. Thanks for listening. Take care.